Why, hello there. I look a little different today, don't I? This tutorial is a very special one because I saw this beautiful, beautiful painting done by Drac Makens a few days ago, and as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to recreate it in makeup if I could, so this is the result. I hope you guys enjoy, and if you want to see how to get this look, please keep on watching. To start off, I'm blocking out my brows with a glue stick. To do this, I just run the stick over my brows, then comb it through with a spoolie, dry it with the blow dryer, and then just coat it completely with powder. I used Ben Nye's super white powder and it took me around 7 or 8 coats. Then I started making myself completely white using Mehron's white paradise paint and my beauty blender. I ended up switching to a foundation brush because it got more product on faster, then I blended it out with the sponge. To finish it off, I dusted everything with the super white powder to help make it more opaque. Then I used the NYX white eyeshadow base on my eyelids, and then set that using Sugarpill's Taco eyeshadow. Be sure to bring that all the way up to your brow bone. Using the fabulous Vida Loca palette, I used the shade Destroyer, which is a red, to start contouring. I also mixed in some Dark Wave, which is a blue, as well. Taking a bright pink Milani blush, I started warming up my cheeks as well as defining my contour even more. Using Destroyer again, I'm contouring my nose. I also used the shade Black Metal for the outer corners. I started using Destroyer to sketch out my eye shape, but then later on I ended up switching to a red shadow from Wet n Wild instead because, surprisingly, it gave me more coverage. Using the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Black Bean, I started to darken up my eyelashes and my waterline. And here I was just using a brush to start messily applying Black Bean as an eyeliner. To make my eyes even redder, I used my red Wolfe face paint. I used that to draw my under eye bags as well. In order to clean up my edges, I'm just going back in with that white Mehron face paint on a foundation brush. I'm also using that same face paint to sharpen up my contour. I started to dry on all the little white eye details, but then I realized that things were a little too dark. So I went back in with a mix of white and red face paint to lighten things up. Then, using a mix of Jeffree Star's lipstick in Drug Lord and the white liquid eyeliner from NYX, I started drawing on all my little highlights. For the lips, I only used red, black, and white face paint, as well as Drug Lord. I overdrew my lips to match the shape of the ones in the painting, and I just played with lighter and darker shades to get a three-dimensional effect. Now, in order to get the placement of the star just right, I put on my headpiece and then drew it on using a mix of yellow and black face paint. And, since I can't draw stars properly, I went back in with some white to clean up my edges. Using that same red eyeshadow from Wet n Wild, I started shading in the edges around the star. For the blood drops and other details on my face, I just used red face paint. highlight all of my blood drops as well as the beading on all my piercings, I used Drug Lord. For my lovely nose ring, I used that same yellow face paint from earlier. To make some stigmata, I poured some liquid latex onto my palms and dug a few holes into them as they dried. Then I painted them using red body paint and let it drip down onto my wrist just like real blood. I also added some black face paint and voila! Stigmata! Pop in some white mesh contacts and you are done! I cut the headpiece and nails out of cardboard and then I painted them with acrylic paints in order to match the ones in the original painting. And just in case you haven't seen the actual painting itself, here's a side-by-side comparison. Drac, if you're watching, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I did your look justice. Thank you so much for coming up with such an amazing piece of art. It was so much fun to recreate it on my face. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, have a good one. Bye.